Hi, everyone. Welcome to a brand new episode of Hue Spotlight. And I have the lovely Rachel Cousins here to talk all things music, some exciting things that are happening in this brand new year. And Rachel, once again, welcome to Hue.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Oh, and well, I think we met a while back.
Hmm,
And again, your voice is so pure and so
thank you.
clear and wonderful. And it's, sort of kind of like whether it's folk or pop, it all blends in so well. But you've got
Thanks.
some new songs and a new album out that
Hmm.
you've kind of changed direction.
Yeah, for sure. I was doing pop music for a while. Like I had two EPs put out in the pop genre, and I was very pop. Like this was like dance pop, especially my last album, Aura. It was very pop, and I was working with Daniel Adams, a fabulous producer here. And yeah, eventually, the way I explain it is that it kind of came to a point where I fell into a little bit of like imposter syndrome. I just felt like I need it to be like the next Taylor Swift, or I need it to be the next really good pop star dancing and doing all the glitz and glam of it. And it just didn't feel like me anymore. I just kind of grew with my music. And so when I started working on this new one with Greg Wells, it just kind of fell out naturally. Like it just kind of happened this way. It wasn't like I'm going to start writing different. It just happened the natural way. It just progressed like that. And with the experience and the stuff that I've lived through at, I'm only 24, but there's a lot that I have to say. And I think it's exciting that now in my career, I'm getting to say it in a musical way, you know?
Well, it's interesting that you put it that you the imposter syndrome, and you just
Hmm.
didn't feel like you. How long did that take you, or was there an instance or something or a song where you thought, this is just not me?
Yeah, it's funny actually. Nobody's really asked like what the moment was for me, but I remember it very specifically. Myself and my mom were recording an audition tape for a contest, just another show that you apply for. And I haven't applied for things like that in many years, just because it doesn't feel right to me. Like it's just not me to go that route. But I remember we were in the middle of the recording process, and I was doing one of my songs and presenting myself as a pop artist on this audition tape, and we stopped midway because it just wasn't feeling right. Like I just felt very stiff and just not myself. And I remember we stopped recording, and I said I don't want to do this audition. And myself and my mom, who's also my manager and has been my entire career, we had a very deep conversation just right there in that moment of like, what is it that you want for your music? Like what is it that you truly want to do with your platform, and what is it that you want to say? And I think that was the first moment that like somebody had asked me that, like, what is it that you want to do and what is it that you want to say? And it just kind of clicked for me in that moment, like, oh my gosh, I think I want to start doing what I've always listened to and what I've always been drawn to, and it's like the truth telling and the storytelling of it all. And so yeah, it just kind of, it was a realization, and once I started chasing it, I knew that it was the right thing.
And so tell us now the story on how you got to work with Greg Wells, who,
Yeah.
his name is attached to some big names like Taylor Swift and Wicked, but
Yeah.
well, obviously it's rubbed off on you too.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, Greg has, roots here in Newfoundland and has family here. And so Greg came to redo a church out in Winterton, which is a small outport community here. And he completely redid a church that burned down that was very important to the community out there. And he redid it completely, and it's so beautiful, and it really has, a lot of the community says that it really still has that like natural feel to it, like the church once did. And it's still a church, but it also is like a performance hall. They have wonderful concerts out there. It's completely set up to be used for music, so the sound is like amazing. They have a recording studio there that they work artists out of, and they have a small record label called Silly Cove now. um, Ryan Gates and Greg Wells run that record label, and yeah, I mean, it's honestly amazing. Like Greg just started a whole passion project, and it's non for profit, and he saw what incredible talent Newfoundland had to offer, and just said, I think we got to get some music done for these people. And I was just one of those artists, and we started working together. And Greg's amazing. Like, just of course we have that working relationship, and when it comes to being in studio, like you're so locked in with your producer, and I'm very lucky to have that flow with him. But also, he really took me in as like a part of family. When I first went up, I stayed with him and his family, and they're really great people. And I was taught a lot more than just about music and the industry by Greg for sure, because he has a lot of wisdom to offer. Yeah.
And so, in this whole experience now, Rachel, what stands out in your mind as you're going through this whole process with this new album?
Ooh, I would say what stands out is maybe how much I've learned about my capability and about how much, yeah, just like how much I can handle. This whole process was very quick and it was very scary to me. And I went to California for a month by myself. That was like a lot and I was very intimidated. I like left my job that I had before I went to California, and there was a lot just like I was sacrificing. But I knew that it was like what I had always wanted. It's always been my dream. And so I think it was a great test of my capabilities, and I learned so much about myself, and that like in the least cheesy way possible. I really did some soul searching throughout this album. So I think coming out of it, I've just really learned a lot about myself and a lot about what I can handle. Yeah.
And the name, What Hasn't
Yeah.
Killed Me Yet?
Yeah.
The story behind that.
It's funny, like I wrote a song and it didn't go on the album. I honestly didn't even really intend for it to. It was just one of those songs that you write in the process. And it was called What Hasn't Killed Me Has Made Me Harder to Love. I titled it that. And it was a whole song based around a quote that I had seen on social media. And I really resonated with it because sometimes it does feel that way. The things that haven't killed you and the things that have really tested you make you harder to love or harder to be around. And sometimes it does feel that way. And there was no other title, is the funniest thing. There's no other title for this album. This was the only title I ever put out. Like I put it in the group chat with Greg and the label, and it just stuck. It just made sense, and I think it spoke for like all of the songs cohesively. And yeah, it does feel like a compilation of things that just haven't killed me, you know?
At the young age of 24. Oh my God.
Yeah, I know.
Now the future, okay? What does that look like? Is this going to be more of this kind of, from the heart storytelling, or will we see another different side of Rachel?
For now, I'm really happy where I'm at. I hope to release many projects much like this one. I think this one really gave me a sense of self and a sense of my creative direction, which is huge for an artist. And it can get really, like, you can be discombobulated quite quickly in this industry with the oversaturation of artists and visuals and aesthetics and music. And so for me, feeling settled into a place is really nice because I don't often feel settled. So I'm happy here. I would love to keep creating music like this, but I always say that I don't think I'll be done with music, and I don't think I'll feel accomplished until I do a bit of everything. Like I need to have a rock album out in my life. I need to do those things. You know what I mean? And who's to say that I can't? Because it's music. You know? So I hope to do it all eventually.
Oh, wow. Well, we can't wait, and so happy to be on this ride with you. And you know what? It's always good to keep your fans guessing, right?
Oh, 100%, right?
Always
Keep them on their
fresh.
toes.
Well, it's been so wonderful to talk to you, and we're so happy that you have found your niche for now. It's great. And yeah, you go, girl.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I really appreciate your questions and your time, and I'm very happy to be here. So thank you.
Well, we're always here to promote the rising stars of Canada. I'm going to let you, Rachel, though, now introduce the video.
Yeah, I have a video. It's recorded of me singing Deserve More. This was one of the songs on the album. It wasn't a single, but I played it a lot before the album came out because I love it so much. I wrote this one very quickly, and it's about one of my really good friends. She was going through a really hard time with a very bad boyfriend, and I just wrote a song about how I was hoping and manifesting that she'd realize how much she deserved, because it was the world. So that's Deserve More.